Welcome back, Halo followers. Today, I want to kick back and talk about campaign co-op and the ongoing situation with it, and how we just recently learned that it was delayed, despite them already delaying it from launch and then putting it into Season 2, and then now it is being delayed from Season 2's launch to later in Season 2, likely another 4 or 5 months from right now. So guys, yes, be sure to smash that like button blue, and be sure to subscribe, and let's get into the news. Now, I made a whole video breaking down Season 2, which I definitely recommend watching. I went basically down in detail, read pretty much everything, and just talked about it there. But Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, actually said this a couple months before Halo Infinite released back on August 20th. He said, "On the co-op side, we have the opportunity to play the campaign all the time and co-op. All right, it's this wonderful, open, non-linear take on the Halo campaign. It's going to offer so much flexibility to take down banished bases, yada yada." And he said, at the same time, though, that's complicated. When you think about the save systems and all the technology that needs to drive this more non-linear experience and this co-op experience, that's even more complicated. So in a way, I totally get it. Obviously, a lot of open world games don't even have co-op or split screen because it's just a whole thing. I think they could come down with like some kind of solution of adding barriers for the secondary players so that they can stick only so close to the first player. I don't exactly know what kind of solutions they thought of, and I'm okay with that. I mean, I get that two split screen players, for example, can't be roaming an entire map together. So I would hope that when 343 Industries designed campaign in the first place over the past 6 years, that they had a couple ideas in mind on how they were going to execute split screen and online co-op, right? This is something that really does boggle my mind on how it is taking them this long after launch to just figure out how to get it working. You know, as Phil Spencer just said there, is that they're having fun playing co-op all the time, right? But this is something that they need to spend a lot more time on, and we have 2 months before Season 2, and the fact that they said that it is not going to land before or on Season 2 on May 3rd, that is slightly concerning because they're basically saying that even with 2 months of time ahead, we know we're not going to get it where we want it to. So that, to me, makes me think that they either know exactly how long it is going to take to fix this, or they're just biting for time, and they're just trying to set expectations when they can, or as late as they can before the community just gets super upset, right? So campaign network co-op, there's great progress on this, but essentially what they said here is that the reality is going to take more time to deliver a high quality, full featured 4-player network co-op experience. And this makes me think that they're struggling. Maybe 2 players are working fine on network co-op, but 4 players is something that is not functioning. And I just know this from, about 11 years, even before I made this channel, of just following news and then seeing how 343 Industries translates what they're saying into like what they actually mean, is that it is not functioning. It sounds to me that it is a broken function and feature in the game that they don't know how to fix. So when they talk about split screen, 2-player split screen, because that is the max amount of players you can play on the Xbox One and Xbox Series X, they say that has given them some big challenges for split screen, right? That has taken them more time to solve. What do you need to solve? What does solving mean? It means that you're solving an equation, a puzzle. Whatever split screen looks like right now, I have to imagine it's broken, right? They have the challenge of using this very old hardware, for example, the Xbox One, and trying to render it 2 times over, I guess, in a massive open world, which, by the way, I played Halo Infinite on the Xbox One. There's a lot of optimization going in for the Xbox One just to run this game. It's very old hardware, right? It's released almost a decade ago. So they're trying to get this to work for 2 different players, right? I have to wonder why this is now just being addressed. Maybe they just didn't have enough time, or it just wasn't that big of a priority, but essentially they said 2 months from now, they're still not going to be able to ship either, right? They said, all this means is that we will not be able to ship campaign network co-op on May 3rd at the start of Season 2, right? But we are still aiming to deliver campaign network co-op later in Season 2, and we will share a release date for that and for split screen co-op as soon as we can. So this was kind of worded in a little bit of a weird way, but let me just try to break it down for y'all. What I think this means, based on what we saw in the beginning of these paragraphs here for the priority 3 section, is that they are making good progress on network co-op, all right? over different consoles, all right, online. That is working good enough where they think that they can release this at the end of season 2. So we're talking about 4 or 5 months from now. However, if you are looking for that split screen experience, it seems to me that the way that they worded this, and it was kind of tricky the way that they worded it, but it seems to me is that they will share a release date for that, for split screen co-op, and that will be a different release date than the network co-op. And since they went on to this whole thing talking about how network co-op is looking good, however, split screen has presented some big challenges, this makes me think that split screen is going to be a long, long time from now. That's essentially what I'm getting at here. Network co-op is going to take maybe about 4 or 5 months to iron out and figure out on how to unbreak the engine and how to fix it. And then split screen is going to be this much larger long-term problem, right? And based on how big these issues seem to have presented themselves in this paragraph, and just the fact that they've been delayed, just like network co-op, but they're not getting like we're making great progress on it. Instead, they're getting the big challenges. I'm going to guess that we might be lucky if we get split screen by the end of the year. We might be looking at split screen for September, October, November, or December this year. And maybe it might even take longer than that, right? This might be something that they're just kind of hoping that people just stop caring about, maybe. Or maybe it's just going to be something that only 1 or 2 people work on for a very long time. I don't know exactly what the pipeline is at 343, but yeah, these paragraphs are a little bit concerning. I guess network co-op is going to be good enough for a lot of us for a long time, but there's really something magical about playing with your friends on the same Xbox on split screen that I think we all kind of can relate to. At least a lot of us, we had that experience when we were younger. We want to have it again, and there's just something great about it. So if you have like an Xbox, 2 Xbox Ones or 2 Xboxes or one PC Xbox in the same room, it might be a similar experience to that. Might even be better because you're not sharing the screen, but I gotta say there's something magical about split screen. So with that being said, guys, you let me know your own thoughts about this down in the comment section below. Am I translating this in the wrong way? You tell me. It sounds like they're going to have separate release dates, and it sounds like split screen is screwed right now, that they don't know what they're doing, essentially, as far as fixing it within the next 5 months. That is concerning, and maybe I'm being a huge negative Nancy about it, but I'm just trying to set realistic expectations. I was joking. I was actually kind of serious at times that campaign co-op was going to be delayed with Season 2, despite that being the only thing that we knew about Season 2 for the past 4 or 5 months. But look, it's right. I was right on the money. They delayed campaign co-op because my suspicions that Slipspace engine is broken. It's held together by duct tape. This engine is not what we were hoping it was going to be. I'm sure same thing for the devs too. And that it comes with some serious drawbacks. When you make an open world Halo game, how do you deal with mission saves? Which by the way is something that I think we've all forgotten about because there's so many other things to think about, but there's no mission saves in Halo Infinite. You have to restart the game and then play 4 hours to replay one mission. This is something that has broken tradition with Halo for a long time, and how are they even going to tackle that when they can't get split screen or network co-op working, right? You guys let me know down in the comment section below. Be sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the content, and I'll catch you in the next one soon. All right, you take care.